And Prime Minister Andrew Holness wants individuals to use Labor Day for what it is and what it was meant for. That is the celebration of those who led the way for modern Jamaica. He made this call while speaking at the Cumberland Road Health Centre in St. Catherine earlier today. Here's Nicole Wilson with this report.
The Jamaican society must be inclusive as the disabled community is not able to access all the services it offers. This according to Prime Minister Andrew Holness.
The government has taken steps with the new building codes to ensure that all new buildings, and indeed buildings that are being retrofitted and upgraded, that they must put in place ramps. I have given the directive to the NWA that all the new roads that we are building, where pedestrian access is granted, that ramps are placed there for the disabled community.
Speaking at the Cumberland Road Health Centre, which was chosen as one of 2 National Labour Day projects, Prime Minister Holness says the modern Jamaica was built on the agitation of workers.
The working class people wanted better condition, better pay, fair pay. And that gave the platform on which politicians came after to consider national things such as nationhood and independence.
The Prime Minister says Labor Day is used to commemorate those who led the movement for a better Jamaica.
We remember them with not just the celebration of Workers' Week, but we remember them by us making a sacrifice, even for one day, of our own labor to improve the condition of this nation called Jamaica.
Nicole Wilson, CVM Live.
And the Labor Day activities of the leader of the opposition, Dr. Peter Phillips, involved a visit to the Maxfield Park Primary School, where he played his role in establishing a new ramp that will provide ease of access for physically challenged members of the school fraternity. Here's Joel Croskill with this report.
Hammering home a message of inclusiveness. The Ramp It Up, Fix It Up theme of this year's Labor Day projects gained full expression at the Maxfield Park Primary School in the constituency of opposition leader Dr. Peter Phillips.
Today in particular is sending a message about the inclusiveness of the society which we're seeking to create, and that is by taking special account of persons in the community of disabled people who are being recognized today. What we're doing here at this project is to build a ramp so students in wheelchairs or who have other disabilities can get access to the classrooms here, to the guidance department, and to the computer room, all of which are on this block. So that's a good program.
Dr. Phillips recalled the broader historical themes of Jamaica's Labor Day celebrations, recognizing the contribution of historical figures in providing a signpost to the nation. He then recognized the contribution of Senator Dr. Floyd Morris to the theme of this year's Labor Day initiative.
And I really want to pay tribute to Floyd Morris, Senator Dr. Floyd Morris, who championed the cause of having this Labor Day, recognize the needs of the disabled community, because they continue to make a tremendous contribution to the country, and in turn it is our obligation, all of the able-bodied people, to treat them with respect and to create the conditions where they can have their quality of life improved.
Joel Croskill, CVM Live.
Thanks, Joel. There will be major changes at the Tourism Enhancement Fund, the TEF, according to Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett. As CVM Live's Nicole Wilson reports, Minister Bartlett believes that the changes will help the TEF to be more strategic in the way it operates.
Gastronomy, entertainment, and sports, and culture, and music, and the arts, shopping, health and wellness, and knowledge. So those will become a central part of the innovation drive within the TEF.
That's Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett, who says that the integration of the Tourism Linkages Network into the Tourism Enhancement Fund TEF is just one major change to be experienced at the organization. This as he wants the TEF to operate in a strategic way through enhancing the capacity of Jamaicans in order to supply the needs of visitors through innovation.
This new look is that tourism is no longer seasonal. It's an all-year-round activity that now has the potential to provide good jobs, to provide career opportunities, to build out a career path for people.
Other changes will see the TEF taking charge of the Jamaica Center of Tourism Innovation JCTI, which is the professional development pathway for workers in the industry. Data management will also be under the new mandate of the TEF.
How the new and disruptive models that are now in the industry are going to impact Jamaica and to provide the basis for discourses in those key areas of the trends of tourism. Where is tourism going? So this is going to be a game changer in the way that things are operating.
Bartlett adds that data gathered and analyzed by the TEF will be used to inform decision making. Nicole Wilson, CVM Live.
And Minister of Justice this time, Delroy Chuck, celebrated the fact that the government has settled all judgment debts due at the end of the 2017-18 fiscal year. Here's Joel Croskill again with this report.
The government has settled all judgment debts due at the end of the 2017-18 fiscal year, made possible through a provision from the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service.
For the first time, maybe in our history, we have settled all judgment debts due at the end of the last fiscal year. Mr. Speaker, thanks to the Ministry of Finance, my good friend Favour, and before the President Minister or the show, they provided $1,309,790,000 for us to settle 303 matters.
Minister of Justice Delroy Chuck made the announcement during his contribution to the 2018-19 sectoral debate in the House of Representatives on Tuesday.
During the last fiscal year, we disbursed compensation to 418 persons affected by the May 2010 operations in Western Kingston. The Ministry paid out $55.84 million to victims directly and transferred $134 million to the Administrators General Department to compensate the estates of deceased persons.
Meanwhile, Mr. Chuck noted that while the government satisfies its indebtedness for negligence and misconduct of public servants, he is urging the police, medical personnel, and other public servants to act with due care and precaution in exercising their duties.
Mr. Speaker, just how many more courts, schools, hospitals, roads, etc. that could be fixed with $500 million to over $1 billion that we pay out annually for misconduct and unprofessional behavior of some of our public servants. Mr. Speaker, they must do better. For example, Mr. Speaker, in one instance, a police officer negligently seized an aeroplane in 1995. And last year we had to pay out $2 million United States dollars, over $250 million Jamaican dollars in judgment debt because a plane was negligently seized in 1995.
Joel Croskill, CVM Live.
There is a free social messaging tool available for youth to speak about issues affecting them. State Minister in the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information made a disclosure today at the Knutsford Court Hotel. Here's CVM Live's Vaughn Thorpe with the report.
According to State Minister in the Ministry of Education, Youth and Information, Floyd Green, youth across Jamaica will be able to voice matters of national importance through a social messaging tool.
As a matter of principle, as a matter of priority, our youth should be heard on every matter that touches and concerns them, which is every single matter. So for us, as a government, as a policy maker, the reality